Hey, how's it going? I'm Chris with PearsonCopy.com, and I'm here to help your brand make more sales with email. As a part of my 100 emails in a 100-day breakdown challenge, I'm breaking down another email from Battle Bars. I'm really liking this brand. I really like their website and their copy, and I got this email from them as a part of a Father's Day promo, which is coming up pretty soon as recording of this video. So I wanted to break this email down, maybe take away some insights so you can take back to your brand and make more sales. With that being said, let's go ahead and dive in. So Battle Bars, looks like Ian here. The emails from Ian. They start with the subject line celebrating Father's Day. I think that's a great subject line. It's to the point. It's simple. It's clean. It's also a way to tell the reader what's actually inside the email. That's something that a lot of brands don't really think about, and sometimes they hit the mark, sometimes they don't, and maybe that's why they don't have higher open rates, is they don't know what they're actually doing with subject lines. And I think Battle Bars does this great. It's celebrating Father's Day. And that's a reason to open it, right? Some other options here that maybe would test is something like Father's Day sale, or something from this paragraph down here. Thank you for teaching us the difference. Could be a subject line, and that would get curiosity, right? It's like teaching what difference. And then reminding us that life is short could be another one. Those two might be a little more of an emotional hook when it comes to what does that actually mean, curiosity. So people will click in. So that's just two different ideas for the subject line here. I do appreciate that they're using a from name that says Ian at BattleBar, so it's coming from an actual person, not an automation. People may or may not look at that very often, but when it says a person's first name, it definitely makes it feel like it's coming from a real person. The one thing I would say with the from email here is, instead of using customer service at the battlebars.com, I would maybe get an email that says Ian or hello at, or something that's not customer service, because we want the people to feel like this is from an actual person. So let's go all the way through and commit to that, and say Ian at the battlebars.com or hello at, which could be just a general email you send from. So something to consider there from the from email. Otherwise, I think they're doing a great job. It's a great start with the subject line, from name, and from email. When we're moving down the email here, we get to the top bar here, the logo and brand name, and then also the menu at the top. This isn't a huge deal, but it can cause some friction when it comes to people like moving down the email. It does cause a delay to get to the actual offer. So that's one thing that I would consider doing here, is maybe getting rid of the menu altogether, and just focusing on the offer, which is down here with the shop today and the Father 14 and discount code. So that's one idea. The other idea too is, if this is more of a strategy thing, if you're focusing your emails on one offer, so you have one email, one sales message, one offer, one CTA, one coupon code, whatever, just one thing per email, you don't necessarily need this menu to get clicks. If you focus on one thing per email, this down here, this button shop now, is enough. Also too, if they leave this email, they can remember this code, which we'll talk about later, the Father 14, and go shop on the website as well. So the menu isn't necessarily needed if you focus on one thing per email, because your goal here with emails is to, one, emotionally resonate with somebody, logically make sense on why they're emotionally feeling the way they are, and then get them to take action and click a button, either on a button or a product to go through and buy. So that's something to consider here too with the menu, is if you're focused on one thing, you could potentially test away from the menu, just put the logo at the top or no logo at all. You could go all the way, like I prefer, and just go plain text and use that as your selling mechanism. So just some thoughts there on the menu and the logo at the top. Otherwise, I think it's a great use of it. Next, the main image here, the main background, or just main image here, is Father's Day sale, but it is alluding to and respecting the idea of military, which I think is super cool, super important. I definitely appreciate them, Ian and the team at Battle Bars, doing that. I know that they are military founded, so definitely seeing that come through with their brand and what they're presenting to their customers. As we move down, we say thank you. Copy here for teaching us the difference between right and wrong, for making us stronger than we knew was possible, for reminding us that life is short, not to wait. I think this is emotional copy. When I first read it, I did get a little bit of chills, a little bit of goosebumps, because this does relate back to my relationship with my own father. I think this is a great, we're going to call it anthem, or what did I put down here? Let's see. Tribute to dads. So I think it's a great tribute to dads here. I think another thing you could do too is, for next Father's Day next year, we can do is, over the year, gather father stories, just stories about dads being dads and fathers and being great and taking care of their families, kids, community, etc. And then over Father's Day weekend or the week prior, you can start sending those emails of stories about fathers and use that to sell. That's going to have a quite a bit deeper of emotional resonance. It's going to take the relationship with the dad and put it front and center on the stage, and it's also going to create more of a reason to click through um, and actually shop because it's an emotional connection, and it gives people the energy to take action. So that's something to consider there. I do appreciate the discount, 14% off. The best tasting snack bar on the market. Something they could, Battle Bars could add here is they're making the claim best tasting snack bar on the market. That's fine. I've seen other bars make that claim too, but something to back that up with and just prove it is put some social proof in here. So like put 3 to 5 testimonials maybe below the actual coupon code here. Just say, hey, we're claiming we're the best tasting, so here's the proof that our customers are saying we are. That's something to keep in mind when you make statements like that. Also, I do appreciate the Father 14 code. This is simple, it's easy to remember, and if somebody were to use a different device, leave this email, maybe think about this while they're driving home from the grocery store or at the grocery store, and like, hey, we're getting some snacks or protein bars or snack bars or something like that. They think of Battle Bars and they go, oh yeah, that's right, I have that code, I'm going to buy that right now, and they can do it in that moment and use the code. Father 14 is definitely easier to remember than a random string of characters, so I definitely appreciate that. One thing I would suggest adding or even considering is this is probably with the way you wrote it up here, discount store wide. So I'd imagine this is auto applied at checkout, so people don't have to enter it, but I would just put that down here, that it's auto applied at checkout underneath this, just to let people know they don't have to remember this if they do click through and use the browser right now when they're buying. That's something that can cause friction is, oh, I have to remember this. I don't want to use it right now. I want to save it, etc. The other thing too is, I don't see urgency on this. So is there a 24-hour window? Is there a week window? Is there is there some kind of other window to this that we could put in here to create some urgency? So only valid until the end of Father's Day, or only valid for the next 3 days after Father's Day, or something like that near the Shop Now button, or even in this this sentence here, just to add some urgency to get people to click and buy now. That stuff, depending on how you use it, it's not sleazy or scammy in this sense. I think it's actually real because Father's Day is a day. So you can say for 24 hours only for a Father's Day deal, etc. We're going to offer this code so you can go get Battle Bars at a discount. If you are just using urgency because there's no reason to use it and you're just using it to try and get people to click, that's when it gets a little sleazy, a little scammy, a little weird. So that's kind of where the line's drawn, is you have to have an actual legit reason. A reason could be it's Father's Day. A reason could be I painted my new car red instead of it being green, and I'm now doing a red 24-hour red day deal. Like that's a legit reason. So as long as you have a reason that you can explain why it's 24 hours or 72 hours or whatever it is, you can use urgency. So with that being said, a few more pieces here. We have the shop today. I would test this button. The copy on this say like shop to celebrate fathers, or celebrate fathers with a purchase, or buy Battle Bars to celebrate dad, or something like that to tie Father's Day back into this shop today button. It may get a little uptick in click-throughs, which means more eyeballs on your products, which means potentially more sales. And then finally, you have your footer information, which is pretty standard what they've got here. With that being said, those are pretty much the insights I had for this brand email from Battle Bars. Like I said, this is a promo email, so I appreciate the fact that they do focus on Father's Day. They do have a military background, so they bake that into their brand. And the way that they wrote this paragraph here, I think was pretty superb. So definitely emotionally resonated with me, and I'd imagine it's emotionally resonating with their customers. With that being said, please go check out the rest of my videos on YouTube, where I'm doing email breakdowns. I'm doing 100 emails in 100 days. With that being said, thanks for watching, and I hope you have a good one.